Okay, well, I think it's time I talk about a movie I went and saw last night. Project Hail Mary. Hail Mary? Now, isn't it great to go to the movies and actually see a movie once in a while? And to see sci-fi is probably the pinnacle, in my opinion, of going out to the movies. And but there's just something about the awe and wonders of space and time that really encapsulates your adventure. Now, the movie definitely isn't the greatest movie of all time. It's certainly a, popcorn flick. It's worth going and seeing for, the adventure of space and intrigue. But it's very goofy movie. It's an extremely goofy adventure. It's got lots of joking and lots of, modern talk and speak like fist bumping and that kind of thing. So I mean, it definitely doesn't take itself seriously at times, and that's like probably one of the biggest the biggest things to get right off the bat. Now, Gosling is likable and excellent as always. I absolutely love Ryan Gosling. I think he's an amazing, amazing actor. He's really funny. He's really cool. He's really, he's really awesome, dude. So, as a fellow Canadian, I love Ryan Gosling, and I root for him in everything he's in. It is a visually very nice looking movie. I mean, it's, your space and, lots of visual effects and very nice, technology everywhere. It's pretty nice for the sections that are in the space part of it. It really, really tries to be like a quote unquote interstellar of 2026. But at the same time, I mean, I love these movies so much. The Martian, Interstellar, anything I can get that's spacey, I just love like this. Now, this is definitely a kid-friendly kind of, material. Rocky, which, spoiler alert if you haven't seen it, is like this alien rock creature who's very likable, and, he's like making jokes, and he's kind of like his little pal, and he's jumping around all over him, and yeah, it's gonna be very, and I think there was a bunch of, younger people in the theaters, and you could tell they're all just rooting for Rocky. And yeah, it's yeah, they could sell the Rocky plushies, and like have the Rocky animations for the promo material. He's like in your traditional sense of aliens, he's not like the traditional alien. He's just like a bumbling, funny plush toy that is following Ryan Gosling and loving him, and it's pretty wholesome to be honest, and it's odd that we get aliens in this level of wholesomeness. It's just a weird creature. I mean, how could a rock like this be living? It is kind of an interesting idea. So he is moderately likable, although he's quite odd little like creature. It works. It definitely works. But back to the goofiness, because spoiler alert too, like there's a few times where Rocky like dies almost. Like one time it's like he's definitely dead. Another time it's like he's gonna die, and it's like you don't have a lot of emotion for this rock creature, but you kind of grow on you. So it's kind of kooky and corny that this freaking thing is gonna it just dies. It dies, and it alludes to the fact that it lives like a really long time, so it's quite funny. So yeah, as an overall general rule, I know people have been ranting and raving about this movie, and it's really good to see a sci-fi movie in the theaters that you're excited about. But I would say that this is some pretty thorough 7 out of 10 material. This is it's got some negatives that I'll get to sec here. But yeah, it's worth it. It's worth seeing an interstellar kind of mind f of a movie that you can just kind of go see, and it's got the space, and there's something about space that is just so wonderful, and I think everybody kind of feels the same. So yeah, as far as negatives go, I mean, there's a lot of parts where he's like just on Earth and he's like recanting his story and how he got to where he is because he wakes up with kind of like amnesia and he's like, like what am I? What am I doing? So he's like recanting all his human adventures, and that sideline I really didn't like. There's like a main Swedish government official lady. She's so unlikable, and so many of the characters that he met. Maybe that's the point of it because he doesn't choose to go back to Earth right away or at all. Like, and he doesn't have any attachments to Earth. Maybe that's the point of it. But there's so many unlikable characters in that, and just everybody is just so unserious, but serious at the same time, and it's just yeah. It's not a very. I didn't really like those plot lines. It even ends at a part, also another spoiler alert, that the government like doesn't give him a choice, like tranquilizes him and puts him into an induced coma and sends him out there. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, how could that ever work? Like, wouldn't that be the worst idea ever? You like sending this poor guy up there without a choice in the manner, and like that's your plan to save Earth? Like, that's hilarious. So yeah, the government being evil part is kind of hilarious because he all just brushes it off at the end. Yeah, and like I'm not gonna say that there isn't like some room for sci-fi, like things to happen in the world, like mean to get some creative liberties, but at the same time there are scientific impossibilities everywhere. Like for example, one of the later scenes is that he's like he chooses to go back and find Rocky's ship somewhere, and it's like how could he do that? And I'm assuming it looks like almost like near Earth, near modern Earth. So like I almost it's almost yeah, it's almost like a kind of like how did they get humans don't even have anywhere near this technology. Like I know they're desperate to save the world, but to get a ship to like fly to another alien ship in the middle of the space, like surely that's not possible. It just seems like his pod or ship or whatever has like the ability to fly around like a science fiction spacecraft. There's so many like how is that even possible? How does he even get to the other solar system or whatever? There's so many like you're just like are we living in the future here, or like we don't even have anywhere near this technology? So how is this possible? But then again, I mean, you're dealing with aliens and sci-fi and like all this, so I mean, you can let it slide. But like, there's so many things that you think that like there's no way that would ever happen. Yeah, like I said, it's perfect 7 out of 10 material. It's not incredibly great, but it's not like incredibly bad either. It's a worthy sci-fi, uh, interstellar-like venture into the cosmic space, and for that you cannot fault it. I always like movies like that, and yeah, I didn't mind this movie.